Monday. I am the governor of college football. Yes, sir. The mayor of college football, a.k.a. Downtown Nino Brown. Yes, sir. Welcome to another marvelous episode of Overreaction Monday. I am the governor of college football, and with me is a guy that needs no introduction, the mayor of college football, Downtown Nino Brown. Also with us tonight is a guy that pulled a lot of strings behind the scenes. I don't know if you heard my shout out earlier. I don't think he knows how important he is to my ecosystem. The senator of college football, my guy, Mr. Dennis Noel. Gentlemen, I feel like I've been gone for so long. How y'all been?
Good. I'm glad you're back.
I'm excited to have the gang back. Yeah, gang back together. I'm excited.
Hey man, we gonna get straight to it, man. Let's go to Blurgate. Forget it. We're gonna open this episode up a little bit different. Let's go to Blurgate.
Hey, all right, we're about to go. So, yo, KT, talk to me here. I mean, I've been talking about shit's just about to roll downhill with Tennessee for a minute now, and it just seems as though someone's pushing the ball. But you see this little guy in the corner, the circles.
I have a couple thoughts of who that is.
I don't know who that is, or who that could be, but rumors around town and in the circle in this community, I see D-Now's looking. He's trying to get that good vision. I know he's got that,
D-Now's an insider, bro. So who is it, D-Now?
I mean, so I'm going to use deductive reasoning here.
Okay.
So the backups, you got McIntyre. Mm-hmm. You got, who's the other backup?
Jake Merklinger.
And
you got Joey Ogalar.
Both white kids. This has a little flavor to the skin tone. So I mean, and just like the way he's looking too, like it
looks like it's the angle of throwing the ball.
Yeah, right? It's got to be the quarterback.
So that's what sucked me in. I'm like, it could be because the ball comes up, and if you look, if the video was to play, obviously YouTube would not allow us to do that because then
right for sure.
Next, but the DB breaks it up, so it makes it even more fishy and sketchy. That there's a DB breakup. Let's not make what everybody's talking about, the elephant in the room, look bad if it's him. From what I've seen, we got I mentioned to you, KT. J.D. Picknell has spoken about that he has a source or a good people that he trusts that says it's supposed to be redshirt freshman Harrison Cole. But I don't know. I can't see an 86 there, but I can't see much there either. But I know angles you can magnify. I could be standing here there, you know what I mean? Pause the film the way it turns. I don't know where the ball's coming from. It's just a bad look. What? Why blur him out? It's a 6-second clip anyway. Nobody would have noticed, but because it looked funny, you know what I mean? If you just didn't blur it out and let the thing play out, if it wasn't the guy throwing interception, why do it? Like, why just put yourself in the predicament for this? I said it weeks ago. The shitstorm's coming. It might not get rolling that fast. The ball is starting to roll, and a lot of things out in Knoxville, it's not very good. This is not a good way to start, or be in the middle of your fall game. And we're not talking about a dude standing out. We're talking about Blurgate.
I wonder what software they use for Blurgate because it's pretty damn dope. I don't. My dog Brown. What's happening, brother?
What's popping, fam?
What are they hiding?
Exactly.
Are they hiding who's getting first team reps? Are they hiding the fact that it's a non-quarterback at the quarterback position? We all play at least, I know D-Now played some high school. I know Nino played some high school. I played up until my 9th grade year before my surgeries. And at times, you had coach be like, man, I'm sick of these running backs. Who want to go play running back? And then somebody raise their hand and end up going to go play running back. Right. Like, is this one of those situations? Like, to me, I see Tennessee hitting the panic button. They bring in Seth Luttrell, who was god awful in Norman last year. They bring in Landry Jones. Like, I think the analyst position at the collegiate level is certainly you see some of coaches of yesterday, in some of these analyst positions, and it's great to get that type of intel, especially when you're a younger coach. But what's going on here? You got Blurgate. You got them bringing in Seth Luttrell, didn't quite work out in Norman. You got them bringing in Laundry Jones. It's like they're trying to summon, like they're doing witchcraft to try to get somebody to magically play quarterback. Well, the fact of the matter is you misplayed your hand. Like, I am a college football lover. I am a messy college football lover. I pray you win more games to Tennessee this year. I'm praying for it.
Yeah.
I think they go 6-6.
Band-Aids, baby. This is Band-Aid. They're trying to keep putting the Band-Aid, but every so often the Band-Aid gets wet, peels up, gets caught up on the clothes,
right?
And snap. Yo, it's a red jersey. You could tell me it's a non-contact, right? But quarterback, we're non-contact. And if it's because he's a redshirt freshman and you want to save it, what does it matter that he's on the field, dude? It's a practice. It's not a game. You can still redshirt the kid, right? The fact that it's a red non-contact and you're like, yo, I don't know about, it's not the quarterback. Ankles look funny. You see the next guy on the side of him's in a red non-contact jersey as well. I don't know, man. It's just real fishy what's going on. In this photo, again, like I said, the clip in the video is 6 seconds. And it starts out like literally a half a second before this. So if the kid wasn't blurred out, I don't think anybody even would have cared where it was coming from. And he probably wouldn't have had this spot stirring about, was it the quarterback cover up? They didn't want to show him throwing a pick.
It's fall camp. Like, who cares?
Right. That's
throwing interceptions.
So true. It's fall camp. People going to throw interceptions. But my question is, where's quality assurance? When we went to FAU, Zach Kitley is running a super tight ship. We got to see 15 minutes of practice one day, and we got to see 20 minutes of practice the second day. It was the same period. We saw nothing. And Katrina, who was their SID, shout out to her. She is effing amazing. We can pretty much go there whenever we want, bring however many people we want when we go there. But she was like, hey, we don't talk about injuries. You see somebody get hurt, you don't mention it. She let us know that day one, and she let us know that day two. Where's quality assurance to say, hey, I understand it's a nice play by the DB, but don't put that out? Because the investigative people like JD Pickell works for On3. So if you think he can't find out,
right?
On3 is the source.
Right.
And they have a Tennessee fan page on 3. He knows who it is. So if he's saying that it's somebody, it's somebody. But why are they blurring him out? It's Tennessee looks bad right now.
That's my whole thing. It looks real bad. And like, all right, where's Hypo to get out in front of it?
I don't know. Shit, it could be Hypo playing quarterback for all we know.
Okay. All right. Let's get back to the nitty-gritty.
All right, so let's get to it. Shout out to you guys. I love the suggestions you guys made for this episode. That's super dope. That's what this is all about. So let's play buy and sell. I name a team. You tell me whether you're buying stock or selling stock and why. UCLA. I don't care who starts.
Go. Okay.
I'm gonna sell. I just don't think there's enough talent there yet to be competitive.
I'm gonna be buying in. I'm gonna buy in. I think the vibe. I think that the chip on the shoulder of the quarterback. Everything I've seen and reading out of it, Nico's actually doing well. The deep ball seems to be being thrown well, different than what it was, in Knoxville last year, which I think we've all talked about. We don't know if that was the right fit for him, and there could be some other issues there. I think they're going to be a serious problem on the ground. Cal transfer Javion Thomas has been wowing in camp. And then you have Jalen Berger, who I know we're talking about, this is the last year of all the COVID extra seasons, but I heard everything about this kid coming out of Michigan State. He was supposed to be the running back, and then they hit the portal every single year that he was there to get a guy. And he took off, and he went to UCLA. He was okay last year, above average. And I think he's been proven to be explosive. I think the health is at 100%. So I'm really, I'm in on this offense. I think that they're, again, slept on quite a bit. And if what I'm reading is right, with all these cases coming down the pipe hole, if former App State wide receiver Caden Robinson's case closes on August 18th and his eligibility is good, he will be 1 week available. He'll have 1 week of the last week of fall camp to practice with UCLA, and that'll be another weapon for Nico this year. Watch out. That kid is an absolute stud. You want to talk about a 1,000-yard receiver, 100 receptions. I think the year before, he led the nation in receptions out of App State. So the kid is an absolute beast. So if he can get that, and we're starting to see all these cases come down the pipeline. I think this offense is being slept on way, way too much. I think UCLA's on the come up.
I'm right there with you, Nino. I'm buying 100% of UCLA stock for a couple of reasons. I don't think any coach last season in their first season had a worse lame duck period than what Chip Kelly did to Deshaun Foster. Chip Kelly wanted nothing to do with college football. If you look at UCLA's recruiting rankings year by year, they always did pretty well, kind of middle of the road. His first couple years, they were really well, but then it take this steep dive during that lame duck period because he wanted nothing to do with coaching college football. He was trying to get an NFL job, and then, the Ohio State thing kind of laid in his lap. Tino Sinceri was huge for the Indiana passing game last year. He's a quarterback. I think him and Nico Iamaleava will be able to relate. Javian Thomas, I think that was a great call by Nino. Mikey Matthews is one of the guys that I'm looking at this year. I think the system fits Nico a lot better. It's kind of like that power spread, up tempo. I've never been a fan of the veer and shoot. That's why I don't use Tennessee, even though I would have loved to use Tennessee last year on College Football 25. I just didn't, because the brow system is not the type of system that I like to play with, and you can't even change the playbook. D now knows this when you're playing road to college football playoffs. So I am buying UCLA stock. I agree with D now to a certain extent about the roster turnover. Like I said, some of that was the lame duck period. I think Deshaun Foster learned a lot year one, and he's put a really good brain trust around him. So I'm buying UCLA stock 100%.
He flipped a lot of recruits and a lot of kids auto that people didn't think that were going to go that way. So I think he's kind of got. He's starting to build that dot mentality that our guy in Syracuse has right now, but he's got the Dre mentality. Yeah, Fran Brown has. He's got that Dre mentality going on UCLA, and I think that they're buying in. Everybody seems to be on the come. You mentioned Tino and Nico are like this right now. They're locked in, and he's got nothing but high praise. When he's wrong, Nico's taking ownership. That's on me. That's on me. I don't think they had that last year. Also, might have been the people around him. I think kind of need to do a little bit of separating, but
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%.
I'm in.
Whoever was in his ear, he got bad advice, but I know he's happy to be back at home. I can genuinely see it in the interview that he did. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. All right, I mentioned UCLA. I told you guys I'm a messy college football fan. Tennessee, we buying or selling stock? I'm starting with you this time, Nino.
I'm selling stock. Like I mentioned, Hypo. I haven't been in on. I think I told you guys, and even Boomer when we talked about it, that fan base will turn on you. And when I speak about that former DB, was it Malik Farmer? I believe his name is. He said, "I'm going to address the elephant room. I would have just paid him." Like I agree with Coach Hypo on what he did, but I would have just paid him. Was he worth the $4 million? No. But it's what you would have gotten was a progression in the kid, in the system that you could have molded, and now you just kind of took 3 steps back in the quarterback room.
If he makes that move right after the college football playoff exit, I get it. I get it then 100%.
Right.
It's the early window. You still have an opportunity to get some of these quarterback gets, but enjoy Aguilar as your solution, and that's not a dig at Joey Aguilar. That's not going to work.
But another key thing that people forget, and this is the first time since Josh Heupel's been head coach, that Cooper Mays is on the center. So now you have a 3-headed monster fighting for who's going to be on the center with a new quarterback. So that shit's not gelling. Like, you know what I mean? You had an anchor at that center position with Cooper Mays, and he's not there anymore. You had the Boo Carter conundrum already.
Right.
I like the kid. I think his game translates to the next level. But I mean, firing agents in the middle of the night, and not showing up to practices, people saying that you're not on the team, like certified Vols beat writers saying he was kicked off the team, and we have to have Hypo address it, saying he's part of the team. Moving forward, we'll see what happens. All that. Now you have injury, but both the receivers are out. Braswell's out. We don't know when he's supposed to return. They're saying he should be good for the start of the season. Mike Matthews, not Mikey Matthews. Matthews just went down with an injury yesterday. They're probably going to shut him down for the rest of fall camp. Outside that, you got 5 freshman wide receivers in a quarterback room that you don't even know. And Dino, I had to bring it up. As of the 4th, this morning, right? The completions are our guy, Jake Merklinger, 41 out of 49. Joey Aguilar, 38 out of 51. And George McIntyre at 29 to 31. But only Merklinger and Aguilar have taken snaps for the starters. So you tell me what you think is going to happen. If this kid that was there already ends up winning the QB1 role, oh my God, Josh Heupel, you might want to keep a bag packed, bro. I'm just saying, because then you might land somewhere and you might not be going home to the same place. Yeah. Because you could have just kept the kid you had there, set a broad. He wanted to then I'll show you. Well, I'll show you. Right. You picked the wrong guy. We all know you had picked the wrong guy off the rip. So with all that,
not only did he pick the wrong guy, he picked a guy like this is no knock on the Sun Belt. He picked a Sun Belt starting quarterback, a G5 starting quarterback to go to a win now
struggled down the stretch.
Tennessee. Yeah, to go to Tennessee in arguably one of the toughest conferences. It would have been different if he picked like a mediocre P4 guy who had some decent snaps against some higher competition. But no, he picked a G5 starting quarterback
who struggled last year.
Yeah.
And people got Tennessee in the middle of the top 25.
I don't get that.
I don't understand.
I don't see that. I don't see that logic at all. They're not in my top 25. They won't be. But the flip side to all of this is they will go 8-4 or 9-3. We'll have to say that this is one of the best coaching jobs in all of America.
100%.
I would have to say that. That's the flip side of it.
But you're gonna have to
anything else that
KT that we and you both said probably only has one top 45 pick in this upcoming draft.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then in the past, in recent memory, we know that they've had some dudes on the defensive side of the ball.
Right. So. Just yet, James Pierce. So
yeah. I mean, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. Just look at how we started today's show. So So
they can always say all news is good publicity. I don't know what news is coming out of Knoxville lately is good publicity for them.
I don't think so at all. I think people outside of Knoxville, I think there's a little bit of the new delusion inside of Knoxville from what I've seen from their fan base. I've seen a lot of their fan base trash UCLA. I saw a post earlier. Name a team that you're 100% confident that won't make the playoff. Tennessee would have been my pick. I seen a bunch of Tennessee fans put UCLA on there. I'm like, yo, you guys.
I can see Tennessee going 6-6. Honestly,
me too.
So,
hey, how's the quarterbacks that Josh Heupel's done in the NFL?
Crickets.
Yeah, that's a great take. This is a team I'm interested to kind of hear both of you speak on. I know if D now speaks too loudly and it's negative, he's gonna get his you know what kicked. But let's start with D now. Notre Dame. You buying or selling Notre Dame stock?
So this one I kind of went back and forth. I'm gonna buy solely because I trust their OC to whoever ends up winning it, whether it's Carr or the other gentleman. Whoever ends up winning it, I think he's going to start slow with them enough to build the confidence, and then he's going to unleash it probably week 5, week 6 in the season and see what they really have. So again, I'm buying just because I trust the OC.
I'm going to go with what my boy Brian says here. Buy on Notre Dame. I am not the biggest Notre Dame fan, and you all know that.
We know that.
I usually
right.
will drag them through the mud. But I'm going to go out and say that they're going to end and start the season with the best running back room in the country.
In America.
Easily.
Yeah.
Well, everybody wants to say that the Nittany Lions have the best running back room in the country. But I think with Love and Price, I think
Darian Price is real deal.
And he's 100% healthy now, and he has been killing. And then don't forget about Aeneas Williams. We've seen what he could do.
Yeah, third down back. Yep.
And be a bulldozer as well. I love them. What I read out is we have a different Kenny Minchie coming into fall camp, leadership type QB1, quote unquote, aura. Not to say that Carr hasn't. I think Carr has a higher ceiling. You know what I mean? He obviously was a higher prospect, but it seems as though Kenny Minchie is not going to just let Carr take this. So I like a strong competition in the room. Not we don't know who we like yet, so we're not going to name it. We have a strong competition. I'm okay with that right now. Okay,
for sure.
When you have an established top 5, running game in the country, you have plenty of return and help on the line in production. Yeah, I think this linebacker
amazing offensive line
is being slept on as one of the top linebackers
absolutely
in the country. Is it? I don't know. Is it Derek Brown, Bowen? I mean, and then Snead and Osbury. Osbury is great, and he got spun around the other day by Jeremiah Love, where they were like, "Whoa!" The whole team.
Mhm.
But I do believe this defense is going to carry them on this run game. A nice schedule as usual. But I think I'm going to like this team a lot more than I've liked the last couple of teams on the Marcus Freeman. I think a little bit more experience as being a head coach. He's been there, in South Bend for a while now. Was this year 4 or 3?
I think 3. I may be wrong.
Yeah,
Four,
it's
right?
3. It's 3 because Brian Kelly is heading into his 3rd, and Marcus Freeman is heading.
So
into
Marcus
his 3rd.
Freeman's first year was Hartman.
Yes.
Hold on, I think
That's
you're
why
right. It might be 4th.
thought-
It might be 4th.
I think it's 4 because I thought Hartman was the second year. I thought they didn't.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because year one
So
they
who
had
was-
year one they had what's the kid name? I think he might be at Kentucky now. Is it Kentucky?
Or Drew Pine his first year?
Drew Pine his first
Yes.
year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's heading into year 4. So Brian Kelly's headed into year 4 too. Damn.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why
you're
people
right.
starting to say
Yeah.
heat is on.
Yeah,
but
because they had that freshman who went and played lacrosse after going to Bama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
came back. That's
yes,
right.
Yeah. What he won a natty with the lacrosse team.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I'm in on them. I'm not like
It was Tyler
diving
something, right?
in the money bag in on them, but if the scale's tipping, it's tipping in the green. So I'll take Notre Dame. Again, they'll be in the playoff because they'll win
Easily.
They're tough games. They'll win for majority of them, and then they will dominate in the games that the cupcakes because of the schedule. And like I said, they have questions, but I don't think the questions are as bad as some of these other teams that we're going to be talking about in the buy. Stock up, stock down. So I'm going to be stock up on Notre Dame.
So I'm buying Notre Dame stock. I'm cautiously optimistic in buying Notre Dame stock.
Thank you.
We know a couple of things. We know that they're going to play amazing defense. It'll be interesting to see who wins this quarterback competition. Marcus Freeman. I think a lot of people wanted him gone to South Bend after year 1, especially with like losses to Marshall.
The Hartman year, he was hot.
Yeah. So you look at what he was able to do last year. If you're a defensive minded coach, go and do what a Marcus Freeman did. Go get you a stud at offensive coordinator and Mike Denbrock. I think he was able to do that. The cautious for me, I think he's talking more than I ever seen him talk. Because Marcus Freeman is typically a chill dude.
Comfortable now, I think.
Yeah, he's comfortable and he's talking more offense than I've ever seen him talk. Like, we can take 2 quarterbacks into the season. I think he's just trying to keep Miami on their toes. Oh, we got a package where you'll see Jadarian Price and Jeremiah Love on the field at the same time. I'm like, why is he, letting out all of this information when he's a defensive minded coach? So that's where some of my caution comes in at. But this team is talented. I think the Catholics versus Convicts, we get that. Is that week 1? Or is that week 2?
Week 2. I think it's week 2.
Week 2. Catholics versus Convicts. I can't wait to see that game. So yes, I'm buying Notre Dame stock. Marcus Freeman is an amazing head coach, and hell, I mean, you make the national championship with Riley Leonard. That's not a dig at him with your quarterback. You're doing something 100% correct.
And that was defensive based, obviously.
Yes. And
I think they're going to have a solid defense, even though they turned over so many people in that secondary in that linebacker room. I just
for sure.
I see Brian. He's
I got you all buying into Notre Dame, ready to say. Hey, that's hilarious, bro. All right, let's get into our next team, Oklahoma. Who do we start with first last time?
I'll start that.
You start, all right, yeah. All right, Oklahoma, you buying a style stock?
I'm buying, and that's not Boomer, making me be a puppet or anything like that. I'm buying in because I'm buying in on the quarterback. I'm buying in on the hype of the quarterback. I don't know if he's going to be in New York or not, but I think he'll have a chance to be in New York.
They got a really tough schedule.
Yeah, I'm buying in on this room. Now I spoke with Eric Froton, and he told me that Jaden Knott was cooked, done, burnt, over. Okay, and that he averaged less than 3.9 yards per carry last year at Cal. That Javion Thomas made him look like a young, just made him look like an old pup, and this was the new kid. But everything I'm hearing and seeing out of Norman is this dude is cooking. He was hurt, and we weren't really told about that. He wasn't 100% healthy last season as well. I think Jaden Knott's probably going to be a top 5 running back this year in the country. I think that with what Mattia brings, the spread spread that offense, I think this kid is going to be. Listen, if everybody believed in Barnes and Taylor Tatum, then why would you go get Jaden Ott, right? Like I just don't. It's not like this guy's going to block everybody up front. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's going to be explosive and an offensive explosive. You added in an explosive offensive coordinator. You added in an explosive GM, right? Now you let Brandon Venables sit and wear one hat, my friends. All I got to do is worry about the defense. One hat. You got one job, and Venables is good at one job, defense. I think what they got going on over there,
that defense was damn good last year. They really wasted a good year.
100%. I think that this team is going to be on a. They have a tough schedule now.
They do.
I'm buying in, like you said, optimistically buying in. I think that they will be in a lot of games at the very end, where last season they were out of games by the end of the second quarter. So for that reason alone, I am buying in. And they are a dark horse college football playoff team. If for some reason they get hot and the horses are kicking, dude, they could be a thorn on a lot of people's side.
It's hard to win games down there too.
It is, but if you let Mattia and you let Jaden Ott get this confidence, you let Ben Arbuckle stop putting it on the table in front of people and being, oh, you just thought I was a guy out in the West Coast, right? You just thought I was a guy way up in Washington State. Nah, I can do it
Pullman.
in the Pac-2. Nah, I can do it in the SEC as well. So I think they are a dark horse candidate. So I am buying stock. But if I'm tipping the scale, it's not. Blah, blah, blah. It's
right.
You know, somewhere around 7 o'clock. You know what I mean? On the way up.
I like that. Dina, I'm interested to hear what you got to say about this one.
You're muted. Can't hear you. He was out, but he's back, maybe. Technical difficulty. Oh, I think he got gremlins. The gremlins got him.
Yeah, the gremlins damn sure got him.
All right. Well, he'll fix it. I think he can fix it. Yep. All right.
All right. So
give me yours. What's yours?
So I'm buying Oklahoma stock. Really for the same reasons you're buying Oklahoma stock. I think Peyton Bowen is going to have a really big year this year.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be an integral part of their defense. I like what Ben Arbuckle bring. I just don't know the motive of bringing him there. I think the skeptic in me is like, okay, you bring this hot shot coordinator there. You know, are you guys fully vested in what Venables is doing, or is your Aaron Perrin in the building? That's kind of where my thought process is for Oklahoma. But I like what you said about Venables being able to focus on the defense. He's definitely going to handle. Arbuckle's going to have this offense moving. It will not look like the offense that you seen last year that was just struggling. I mean, hell, they were struggling to pick up first downs, bro. Let alone
your quarterback was the number one rusher on the team for 9 weeks.
Right. And they got a dude. The Froton thing, because I really respect his opinion. No, just no. Jaden Ott still got a lot of juice left. When you played Cal the last few years, who did you have to, worry about? You know what I'm saying?
Right. And even when he struggled rushing the ball, he was a receiving threat, like in that second season. So,
right. I think you'll see a difference with him and Norman in this offense that really fits the skill set of the quarterback, of course. But Jaden Ott is going to have a year this year. He ain't averaging 3.6 yards per carry this year. I guarantee he's somewhere around 5.8, 6.0 this upcoming year.
I agree.
Hey, we back. We back.
Yeah, press the button on the headphones.
Yeah.
So I originally wanted to push on this, but knowing the more I dug into it, with all the things that they put around, like you said, they brought Nagy in, they brought Arbuckle in, they got a QB that chose Oklahoma to save the coach's job. There you go, Neem. There it is. I'm gonna go with skeptically buy, like you guys said. I'm a little closer to 50-50, so I'm 60-40 on this. But just to echo what you guys said, they'll be in a lot of games. I wouldn't be surprised if they upset some teams that they're picked to lose. Realistically, I wouldn't be shocked if they go 9-3 and maybe are just on the outside of the
On the
playoffs,
cusp.
maybe
Yeah.
sneak
Yeah.
in somehow. So I'm optimistically buying Oklahoma.
I'll take if you buy in and they went 9-3. What did they go last year? 5.
I mean, they lost the Navy. So
Yeah. So you going from you know what I mean? That to
Right.
this.
One extreme to the
You're
other.
on
Right.
the come up. I will say something. I truly believe with a healthy wide receiver room, Deion Burks could be a top 5 wide receiver.
I love that.
if he can stay healthy, yeah.
If
I
he can
love that
stay
pick.
healthy and material, what we're expecting him to be, if he can translate from, Washington State to Oklahoma, I think, they could have something there. I really believe it too. And don't sleep on the Isaiah Santiago. I forget
Mhm.
how to say. I think that kid is like Isaac Tesla type kid. People sleep on, and
He's
we see what
fast too. Like
He is.
he's
He
got,
is real
got some
fast.
wheels.
He's got wheels. I actually got Oklahoma and the biggest user dynasty I'm in, and I'm cooking with him. I tell you that right now. A team that I've been really high on. It's like no secret. Like my love affair with Manny Diaz and Duke is just it's no secret. So you guys already know I'm buying stock. I'm not even going to give the people reasons. Everybody know I'm buying stock. Let's start with you, D. Now, Duke. You buying or selling Duke stock?
So I went push on this just because
Okay.
I couldn't get like a real feel. Like I'm all in on Menza.
Mhm.
I think he's a stud. But again, like I'm not as high on Manny Diaz just because previous places he's gone, he's really shit the bed.
Mhm.
So, but at the same time, he hasn't had this kind of quarterback there either. And I see him as like the top of the second tier of the ACC. So that kind of deterred me from going all in on the buy. So I'm going to label myself as a push.
Okay. I'm buying in. I'm all in on the Menza train as well. And more so because I'm starting to see things that I was kind of like, all right, and I've said it already on my own personal post on X. I think Andrell Anthony can be the Mario Williams for
I,
Darian Menza. It was at Tulane. You're looking at
I agree
about down
with that.
receiver, 60 plus receptions. He was hurt, and his game translate. I mean, it was the guy that was recruited highly in the SEC for no reason. But they have Quishon Brown, who's light and fast, and he's a special teamer. Shamir Haggins has come in with a leadership role and has been making some flashy ass catches in camp. And
Shannon
Cooper
Rivers, one of the
Barat,
best
the
in the nation.
Harvard transfer, is
Mhm.
out there wowing dudes, making one-handed catches in all of camp. They have an underrated wide receiver room, and from everything I'm hearing, they have a explosive running back by committee in that backfield. I think for a nice schedule, right? A very nice schedule, and a possible ACC DB1 in Rivers.
Yeah. Oh no, he's definitely DB1.
I think they could be the best team in North Carolina this year, and I think there's
Oh,
a chance that
hey,
they're
that's what I'm talking about, man.
and I think that there's a chance that they're in the ACC championship.
It's let me tell you something about this team. When Mike Elko left last year, when Riley Leonard left last year, what was the thought about that team in Denver? We're back to basketball, baby.
Yeah.
But the fact they won 9 games last year, I agree with D. Now, I was never really high on Manny Diaz, but I saw the job that he done last year. He did such an incredible job, but it kind of got swept under the rug because we were talking about Fran Brown. We're talking about what the job that Rhett Lashley done. Exactly, 3/4 the job that Rhett Lashley has done. So you saw that they addressed that need immediately and getting Darian Missa. I'm really high on Duke. Like I'm scary high on Duke. I think they're a cusp because of course we have Clemson in there. I think SMU slides this year. I know a lot of people don't agree with me.
I agree.
I think SMU slides this year. So when you look at those on the cusp teams, we're looking at Tech and not Virginia, Georgia Tech. We're looking at Duke, and you guys know I'm high on Louisville, but I really like Duke. I like Duke
on Florida State, right?
Yeah, me too.
100%.
Yeah,
North Carolina State.
But I like your reasoning. If you don't mind me mentioning this in the chat, when you was looking at UNC as a team that could be a sleeper team. I didn't even realize how easy their schedule was.
Super easy. UNC is easy, but again, we don't know what we're getting. There's a lot of moving pieces going on over there with Duke. You know what you're getting. You know what type of defense they're going to give, right? And you know what Mentz is going to bring to the table. You got guys that have been in that running back room a couple of years now, returning, and they've turned out 600 plus yards and can find the red zone. I think Wallace Wade Stadium is going to be rocking quite a bit this year, and the Crazies might have to come to the stadium.
Yeah,
make an appearance.
They might have to. I'm interested with this one because I don't know where we're gonna go. Georgia. Let's start with you, Nino.
I'm a push. I am a push. We'll get to it later on the show, but I start seeing them in this early season top 5, and I question not as much. I question Tennessee in the middle of the top 25,
right?
But I question Georgia a little bit. I know the kid's a quarterback at Georgia. I understand, but his first year under the helm, being the dude, I don't know. Would he be if Carson Beck was still there? Is he the quarterback? Probably not, right? Like,
no, he isn't.
If Brock Vandegrift never transferred to Kentucky, he's gonna stop the quarterback right now.
Yes.
I don't know. I really don't know, bro. They fought it out when it came to who was going to be the quarterback 2 behind Carson Beck. We didn't know who it was going to be. Those guys are just battling out for QB2. So I don't know if I'm buying into going to stop. I have a lot of questions there, but I've always said for a few years now, I don't really trust the Georgia wide receiver room. And I know me and Dino have been out on this kid for a while, but he seems to have kind of found it. Noah Thomas, he's kind of been showing up and showing out in camp. Now, if he can translate that to the season, right, I'm with it because he was like our Keon Coleman type guy. He's just a big play guy who just, sometimes he's there and sometimes he's not. But he's been showing out. Colby Young has been showing out over there. And again, you have Zachariah Branch, who seems to be relocated to a new scene, and the new scene has kind of been what he's needed. I love it. I think that offense can be high-powered if the quarterback can command the room and take control of it. Because you're looking at a runner. You got Nate Frazier is obviously the guy, but I'll stand corrected in last week's episode. I did not know that Josh McCray transferred from Illinois to Georgia because he hasn't been seen by anybody at Georgia yet. Still hasn't seen him in a physical presence. No,
really,
not as beat writer. Nothing has seen McCray on the field yet.
The way it was done was filthy, and Brett Bielema called them out for it.
Well, they lost 3 dudes, and then all of a sudden Josh McCray was a bulldog, and I was like, didn't even really notice it. I was like, wow, that's the one to the radar. But I love Nate Frazier. If McCray is over there, I like that.
That's an excellent 1-2 punch.
100%. And I said to you in the green room, I mean, I'm really into this kid, the kid from Army, Elio, was it Mandozi? They're saying that that he might be as explosive as any lineman that they've had at Georgia in the past 10 years. Yes, that's what wowed me. But can we name a first-round pick out of Georgia? Because every season for the last 5-6 years, we had a first-round pick on that Georgia defense. I don't know that we got a first-round pick on that Georgia defense as of right this second.
I think that's fair.
That is fair.
And Kirby's a little bit too calm for me. I don't think Kirby should be, when you interview Kirby, calm, cool as a cucumber. Last year he was talking about all this other nothing. Cool, calm. That's like Saban S to me. I don't know if you earned all that yet, homie. And I don't know if that team is a well-oiled machine as Alabama was under Nick Saban. You had 6 dudes in the offseason get arrested. I know 4 of the arrests were for reckless driving, but that goes back to about 40 plus arrests in the last 4 years for some kind of reckless driving, and there were deaths involved in these incidents as well.
Right.
So it goes back to culture. The culture ain't changing. The coach is getting calmer. I don't know if the talent's staying the same, but I gotta give the Bulldogs the edge. So for me to say I'm selling, no, I'm a push on Georgia right now.
Shout out to Todd. Shout out to my dog Lever Weeds, my brother. Shout out to East Coast Gridiron. Hey Dante, I seen you've been working, Playboy. It's good to see. Yeah, it's really good to see. Dina, how you feeling about Georgia?
I'm gonna buy. Or can you hear me again?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. I can hear you.
Am I good? Okay.
Yeah, you're good. Sorry about that.
Um,
Yeah, it was an echo.
I
My
think
bad.
if Georgia can make it as far as they did last year with Timmy playing quarterback and their wide receivers just can get them to the same point. And yes, to Nino's point, the defense doesn't have any name. They still got a ton of athletes down there, as they had been the last couple of years. But I still think they're one of the top teams.
Yeah, I'm buying because I'm buying into the skull sessions. I'm buying into Kirby stock, Kirby Smart, and I'm buying into that stock. But I do have some questions. I'm interested to see how they'll use Zachariah Branch. Definitely misused at USC and definitely uninterested at USC. I saw that in one game. He was definitely uninterested there. So I'm worried about George a little bit. I don't know why. I feel like I shouldn't be, but I'm a little bit worried about him this year.
Do you guys still see Delp as one of the top tight ends going next year? Or do you think he slid to like middle of the position?
You got the kid, what's his name? At Vandy?
Lucky. Lawson. Oh, you're saying in the group? In the group, you got Eli Stowers,
Yeah,
right?
like
stores.
draft wise. Yeah.
I mean, if Michael Trick puts it together, you got Michael
Yeah,
Trick.
I like Trick a lot.
Finally, if he finally puts it together.
Finally, right.
He seems to be showing. I saw a couple one-handed catches out of Trick the last 2 days of camp. So, but it's camp. I understand, but he seems to be invested, and healthy playing. So, yeah, he's got to be right around the top. But I don't know that Lawson doesn't challenge him for the tight end one.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. Yeah.
I know you like Lawson Lucky as well, but like he hasn't gone out there and taken it.
Mm-hmm. I just thought I'd ask.
Yeah.
I think our dude from Florida to BG, I think BG's starting to pump out tight ends over the next couple of years. I'm drawing a blank on what his name is. B. Last name starts with a B. Played for the Gators. I'll look it up.
All right.
But I think he's a sneaky day 2 pick.
Boardingham?
Yeah.
Oh. When you said down at BG, I'm like, oh, he transferred. I'm like, where did he go? And then when you said the Gators, I knew you were talking about.
Yeah.
And last for this buying or selling stock, we got Michigan.
I'm holding. Because this is the quarterback room where I need to know an answer before I tell you whether I'm buying or selling. It got nothing else to do with anything else. I don't care that Jerome Moore is taking a vacation midway through the season. I don't care that, they say that this Michigan thing's over. Now Central Michigan's getting summons to the seat. Like, it's not over. Somehow, some way, it's going to drag on all year. But this wide receiver room, again, another school where we've kind of waited for some wide receivers to kind of develop. It seems as though this room, is starting to come to. Ex-UMass guy Anthony Simpson, he's over there as well. He's going to bring some experience to that room. Obviously, David McCulley, he's there as well. But Samaje Morgan, year 3 should be, solidify himself as a starting slot wide receiver for them. Again, like I said, I just need to see who's quarterback one, and that will tell me whether I'm buying or not. Because if you tell me that like Jake Garcia or Jaden Davis is QB1, I'm probably selling. But I'll buy if Mikey Keene's QB1 because I think you got, you have a smart, experienced quarterback who can get the ball downfield. Sometimes we know that he's inaccurate downfield, but then sometimes he hits a guy on the run, and then you have all the upside in the uber talented Bryce Underwood. I don't know if they're protecting him by not naming him the one, but every time I read, this kid walks around as if he's QB1 already. And it's not just like being like cocky, but how he owns mistakes, how he carries that leadership vibe, how he's always trying to keep everybody together, keep that unit as one. Maybe he does win it. I don't know. But I need to know whether it's one of the top 2 guys is QB1 or not before I'm buying. So for right now, I'm holding. Give me 10 days, I'll give you a different answer.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. First thing I have in my notes depends on who QB1 is. Outside of that, I would leniently buy because I think their defense is elite. But it all comes back to the QB.
Hey, and Wink Martindale is going to push me into the buy because I love everything that he's saying right now, and I love what his style of play on defense is.
Yeah.
So he might push me. Go ahead.
Week 2 will play a lot too when they go to Norman.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
That's a great calibration game. I like Week Martindale as well. I'm selling stock.
You're selling? I'm rapidly selling?
Yeah, I'm selling. It's hard because I think college football is better when Michigan is when Michigan is good. But I look at the kid Underwood should definitely be the quarterback, but Sharon Moore, his decision to kind of pick his 2 games just to make sure he's back in Norman, for his return there. I believe that we know about Matt Rule, year 3 rule. I think they're closing the gap. I think that team in Champaign and Illinois, I think they're closing the gap. Watch out for the team in East Lansing this year. We already talked about UCLA and the improvement there. I believe we're starting to see, which for years, especially on one side of the conference, it was top heavy when they had the divisions in the Big Ten and then the bottom. But I think some of these bottom tier teams we started to look at, I think they're getting better. Like, I think Northwestern is going to scare some teams this year with the kid Preston Stone at quarterback.
Nobody's talking about Washington and
that's a great point. That's a great point. So I just think the teams overall in the Big Ten are getting better. And I don't think there's time for a slid because there were some games last year that Michigan won that they could have lost.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
there were some games they were in they shouldn't even have been in.
Right. So I think for that reason and the fact that Sharon Moore is leaving, I believe Harbaugh had everything in place. He's such a detailed oriented guy that things were in place that when he left, they could manage. I'm not sure that's going to happen when Sharon Moore leaves. I have to sell stock. I hate to, but I have to sell stock.
That Jake Garcia late.
That didn't make sense.
That threw me for a loop, and that made me be like, "Whoa, what's going on?"
He was horrible last year at ECU.
Yeah, there was another Garcia they put in for him. There was another quarterback came in for him.
It was. Matter of fact, I was at a game at Norfolk State when they played Norfolk State, mind you.
Right.
FCS team. He threw like 3 interceptions, bro.
Yeah, I think he got benched the week after that.
Yeah.
I was baffled.
Yeah.
Bro.
You know the NFL, they had a camp arm. Like, is he a camp arm? Like what was the
Browns just did with Tyler Huntley?
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure Chase Herbstreit's a camp arm, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot he was on the roster.
Sorry. Sorry.
Please take me off the screen, bro.
Whoops.
It's your 4-year scout QB right there.
to the rival of the school you went to, Dad. You might, and you're gonna show up and wear amazing gold.
Yeah.
Well, this show just went left.
I forgot he was on that roster.
I did too. That's crazy. All right, I know. Nino's got to go, so let's get through this second segment. We knew that President Trump signed an executive order titled "Saving College Sports," and now we have the 3 golden rules. This is said by the CSC. The golden rules are: deliver a good or service to the general public. I really like this golden rule. Operate for profit, not a BS, not just a pass through, so schools can pay their athletes, and pay within fair market value, which is determined and tracked through the NIL Go system. How we feeling about this, and how will this shape the future of the sport?
Dino, I've talked to you about it off to the side. Can you get me the peanut butter, KT, to go with this fluff? Because I got to make a sandwich. All right, because I feel like this is just all fluff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it does it really give us any guidance and direction or handle on NIL whatsoever? I don't really think it does. And when you're talking about like collegiate sports and the Olympic events, like you're just trying to put big words in there to draw a bigger crowd, and that's the way I look at it. I don't think that this really does anything. 50 million is the cap. You think a kid needs to make 50 million? That tames the Wild Wild West to you guys, because it doesn't tame the Wild Wild West to me. And can we talk about this NIL goal for a second? Like, do you fully buy in and trust this NIL go system? Because the one thing that gets me is it's the rack, whatever your rated something, whatever your value might be. They have like a term for it. Well,
NIL is evaluation, I think.
Yeah, there's a term though, like when they go to like in the NIL go section of it. So like Arch Manning's value isn't the same as the punter from Kansas State,
right?
So like they can still finagle the bagel with the value, right? I don't know. I just, like I said, I feel like this is all fluff to me. And I don't think that this really does anything to slow down the NIL process or the Wild Wild West that has become. Like,
for full disclosure, Lane Kiffin said the same exact thing.
Really? That's what he said?
Yeah. He said he don't think they're going to hold people accountable.
Nah, who's holding them accountable?
Well, the NCAA clearly isn't going to do it,
right? And NIL go. Can't NIL go like any other system be kind of bought?
Yeah. What metrics are they using to evaluate how much a position is going to make?
So I believe this is a step in the right direction. I actually think it's a huge step in the right direction, because I think we're going to get to a salary cap at some point. I think it's just a small step.
Who's going to force that though? That's my thing.
Yeah. That's the key. We're going to need the commission. The commission that we're going to need the commission that we've talked about before. But I think what you do get with the NIL go that we haven't got before is transparency, because people said that Ohio State spent $40 million on their roster last year. Ryan, they came out and said they spent $22 million. Well, how do we know? And still, you only have to report anything over 600. So anything under 600, you don't.
So what if I get $100, $500 deals?
Right. What if you get 1,000? You know what I'm saying?
It's a way to beat the system. We did that shit with Venmo. And then what? Then the government came in and said if you make over $500 on Venmo, right, you have to claim it on your taxes. People were making $500K years before that, and just boop. Come on, they're gonna find a way to beat it.
I think they will, but I think you get a little bit more of transparency with it, like, because now, like, we can go to NFL website and look up what a player make, how much they're supposed to make when they get the balloon payment. I think the NIL go, you at least get a roundabout figure, you at least get in a ballpark, because
for everybody,
that way teams aren't just saying like outlandish things. Like, who's to say that Coach McGuire and Texas Tech ain't spent $50 million this year? We don't know.
Oh right.
We have no clue. We don't know. This gets somewhere to where we're somewhere in the ballpark to figure it out. I think it's a small stepping stone, but the key is what both of you said. Who's going to hold these people accountable? It has to be somebody respected. Charlie Baker ain't doing a goddamn thing.
That's why it's fluffy. It's just words. Until there's someone to put thumbtack to the board, to me, it's just smoke.
Yeah. But I think what President Trump getting behind it, I think he truly does care about college sports. I think he's tired of a lot of the BS that's going on with college sports. So I think if they can get the right people, it's got to be people that they respect and people that's going to hold everybody to the same standard. I know Nick Saban is a name that we threw out there. Kirk Herbstreit would be another name that I would throw out there. Somebody that's kind of.
Sometimes he gets funny, but yeah, I understand what you're.
But I mean, like there's times I can listen to somebody call a game and I can tell they're a fan of a team. When he's calling a game, I forget he went to Ohio State. Because he's not a fan of guy.
Just sometimes the things he says. Not related to Ohio State. I'm just like
right.
But I think everybody.
Yeah. Of course. There's always going to be people that say shit. We're going to look at them like, what are you talking about? But I think we need a commission. But sometimes you need to take that first step. I think this is the first step. I'm just hoping that there's more things to come. But this can't be the first step and the last step. If this is the first and the last step, it's not going to work. But I'm just hoping that there'll be more to come after this.
If we announce in like the next couple months, some kind of like group that's meeting to discuss this stuff, then I think we're going in the right direction. Trump getting involved, I think helps the situation.
I think
But
it does.
it also shows that how bad the people at the top of the charts are.
Mhm.
You know,
But you know the counter argument to all of this, though, right? The game is still pure ever in the fall. That's the counter argument to all of it. But because we are one percenters, because we talk about this thing 24/7, we know that the semantics of this sport is terrible. But that's
trash, bro.
it's in the all season. But we
They
still
ripped it
enjoy the
up and
game
they're
in the
trying to
fall.
piece
Right.
it back together now.
Right. It's in a bad place. I think this is a step in the right direction. I'm just hoping that there's more steps to come and somebody that's going to actually enforce it and hold everybody accountable. That's not like Tony Petitti or Greg Sankey, because they're going to turn a blind eye to their allegiances. They're just going to do that. It
Right,
needs
so
to be
whatever
somebody.
matters to them, and that's
Right,
it. Whatever
right.
makes it better for us.
Right. And that's why I'm kind of glad that the Big Ten and SEC are in a cold war right now. Not a lot of people are talking about it, but they're 100% beefing right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys want to fly through this next topic real quick, or you guys
Yeah,
want to
we
wait for
go-
next
no,
week?
we go through
We'll
this,
fly
yeah.
through it. All right. Yeah. I just want to make sure you had time, because I know you wake up at like 2:30 in the morning. All right. Let's get into the top 25. We'll go 25-1. Coming in number 25 is Boise State. Some of the other schools receiving votes, we'll talk about that a little bit later. 24 Texas Tech. This is the coaches poll. 23 BYU, 21 Iowa State, 21 Iowa State, and 21 Texas A&M. As the coaches poll ever do this? A tie?
Yeah, last year there was a tie.
Was there?
Or
Okay.
was it it was the coaches poll? Was it
Was
the
it
AP
coaches
poll?
poll?
But there was two
Yeah.
ties last year. Remember, 2 in 18 and 2 in the 20s.
I can tell you with the CFB Nation poll, there will be no ties.
No, there will not be any ties.
We're not having that. Yeah. Make a sound decision, please. Coming at number 20, Kansas State, 19, Indiana, 18, Tennessee, 17, Florida, 16, SMU, 15, Ole Miss, 14, Michigan, 13, South Carolina, 12, Illinois. I was surprised they were just on this poll. 11, Arizona State, 10, Miami, 9, LSU, 8, Alabama, 7, Oregon, 6, Clemson. Notre Dame is at 5, Georgia's at 4, Penn State at 3, Ohio State at 2, Texas is at 1. Some of the others receiving votes were Oklahoma, Missouri, Louisville, USC, Utah, and Baylor were the top vote getters. Auburn is also on that list. Talk to me. I know there's some of this stuff that you guys hate. Let's talk about what we hate, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to overreact. Let's talk about what we hate.
I hate SMU.
Me too.
I hate Tennessee. I hate Indiana.
Good answer. You on the tear, brother.
I don't know. I mean, I think BYU deserves to be there. I don't have a problem with where they're at. I think that they're still going to
start the season. It's a good spot. Yeah.
But like, I think Kansas State and Texas A&M deserve a little bit more love. I think South Carolina deserves to be in the top 10 or on the outside. Right? Maybe they and Miami should be taking a flip flop there, in my opinion. I don't have a problem with Boise State being on there, but like not having, Baylor in there, not having Iowa in there.
I was just disrespectful, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
like
you stopped right. You said Auburn, and Iowa was right after Auburn, and you just stopped right. Come on.
Yeah, my
I said Iowa.
Nah, he's
I
talking
didn't
about
say
Iowa.
KT.
KT.
Yeah. So I was in my top 25 with Kirk Ferentz and Phil Parker has done for years.
Baylor's in our top 25.
And Baylor's 100% of my top 25 as well. I guess the question I have, and this is how I always do it: if these teams play neutral site 10 times, who would win? You know what I'm saying?
Like
I feel
Florida at 7. What are they at 17?
That's crazy.
Mhm.
That's damn right disrespectful.
Yeah, it is. Especially when you look at the talent. And to the people that speaking ill on DJ Lagway, y'all weird, man. That's all I got to say.
I guess he's healthy. He was throwing.
Yeah, he was
Threw the other day. I don't know what's going on, bro.
Hey, what Brian at, man? Brian, Boise State's in the top 25. How you feeling about that, man?
Oh, Brian's ecstatic.
Yeah, he's ecstatic about that. So tell me the team. Go ahead, Dina.
Like they only have one G5 school ranked.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's no Navy. Navy's way down on receiving votes. Like that's something that screams out to me.
A shift that with Tulane getting Retzlaff, that people are kind of a little bit more mum on Navy, because Navy was getting all of the American hype. And then the moment Retzlaff went to Tulane, everybody jumped ship. And I get it. Summerall does win a lot of games. Damn good ball coach. But, I still think Navy's the team to beat in the American. There's a lot of good teams in the American.
I'll tell you one thing that I grew a lot more respect for Summerall is when they were talking about, somebody I saw an interview and somebody asked him, one of the beat writers asked him, what do you feel like you'll catch flack if Retzlaff doesn't win the QB1 after you attacked him in the quote unquote portal? And he goes, if I got a quarterback that doesn't want to compete, I got a player that it's afraid of competition. Get the farthest away from me as possible. Go find another school. I want nothing to do with you.
Oh, that's who he is, 100%. It's no
Let's
fake.
go, baby.
Mhm.
Let's go. But from what I'm hearing, Retzlaff's already hit the ground running.
Wow. Tennessee, what I don't get the Tennessee hype. Was it because they're in the playoff last year? Like
Keeping everybody's
so,
buddies
yeah.
together. It's coaches, bro. Got to keep all your buddies happy.
but it's a college football or what have you done for me lately sport? And
Yeah, but
based on what
everybody's
we
got
see
him in the
this
top
offseason,
25. The who's of the who's got him in the top
You're
25.
right. You're right. They're not in my top 25.
No, not mine
I know
either.
that. Yeah.
But-
But also we don't have any affiliation, so we're not afraid to make a sound take. But Iowa should definitely be in the top 25. I think that's easy. I'm happy to see TCU. They're kind of further down on the other receiving votes list. I'm happy to see that they're getting some love this year. I'm happy about that. So tell me a team like how y'all feel about this. Is Texas the best team in the country in you guys' opinion?
I think I think Texas gets the number one vote because of the Archman and hype.
Mhm.
I think if Ryan Day came out and said it was Julian Saints QB1 for Ohio State, I think
It'd
we
be
might have
Ohio
had a
State.
different outcome.
Mhm.
I think a lot of coaches take that QB1 battle going on, especially at a high program like that, into consideration. I would hope so anyway.
Mhm.
Who knows? There could be a phone call and says, "Hey, vote for me." I don't know. But yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm probably going to be odd here, but I actually would put Clemson in the top 5. I think Clemson and Georgia for me would be switched. Switch them for me, and I'm happy.
100%. Yeah, I don't think Georgia should be in the top 5.
But a lot of people would be against that because it's Georgia.
Right.
I have no problem with Oregon being ahead of Georgia as well. So maybe have Georgia at 7.
I have no issue with that either.
And have Oregon at 6. But I would take South Carolina at 13 and put them at 10. I think Miami doesn't deserve to be in the top 10. That's just my opinion.
I think Arizona State should be a lot higher too.
100%. Yeah, good call.
Miami doesn't deserve to be in the top 10. And Arizona State. Yo, Kenny Dillingham. Please tell me you guys seen after that first day of fall camp practice. If you didn't want to go shoot up and play for him, bro.
About being mid.
Yeah, bro.
If you want to be 3-8 teams, there's teams that are being 3-8.
He said somebody's got to go. He said somebody's got to go 3-8.
Why not us? He says.
He said it wasn't bad practice. They didn't just play with passion and using the media. That's a smart strategy to use the media to speak to your team. I don't gotta speak to them. I'm gonna speak to them, and they're gonna speak to you.
They're gonna see it every single day on repeat.
Dude, I wanted to suit up right then and there.
I'm not taking any more Jordan Tyson questions. Yes, Jordan Tyson's amazing. He made 17 amazing catches today. If we're going to ask me every week, every day, he's going to say yes. He's going to have major catches every day. I love it.
Man, who wouldn't want to play for Kenny?
But now my question is, where would you have Arizona State in the top 7?
Yeah.
8? Like over Alabama?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have LSU above Alabama, but that's me.
When we did our top 5 segment, D now had Arizona State in his top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
I think Sammy Levitt is Big 12 QB1.
You know what's sad, Nino? If that team in Baton Rouge was coached by that coach in Athens, LSU would probably be my best team in the nation, in the country. Just looking at the roster construction.
Yeah. I was just looking at it. I'm like, I might put Clemson at 4, Oregon at 5, Notre Dame at 6, and LSU at 7. I think I would move it around like that. I think they deserve to be up there. I might even put them above Notre Dame, to be honest. I'm in on LSU. Like, they're my national champion. I already said that to you guys. They're my SEC champion. I don't know if Georgia gets the at-large bid. I don't know, because we talked about Texas is going to be right there. I think LSU is going to be right there, and I truly believe South Carolina is going to be right there. Somebody's not going to be right there. You know what I mean?
Right. It's just
but I think this is the year of parity, I feel like, for the SEC, where a lot of, first year kind of starting quarterbacks, or first year like really being the guy, or transferring from a school to a new school, coming into the SEC, going from a smaller conference. A lot of question marks on a lot of teams, and I think LSU kind of has the least of all the question marks. If you go across the board, like that defense is probably one of the top defense in the SEC, right? They have one of the more experienced wide receiver rooms in the SEC, probably one of the fastest wide receiver rooms in the SEC. Dude, like Colin Berry is probably one of the best SEC running backs, and he's not even the starter.
Right.
Because he's paid in Durham, so they're deep as shit. I know a lot of people hate Brian Kelly, man, but all Brian Kelly got to do is just not mess up. Just let the main thing be the main thing.
Yeah. This team is scary.
I think they're more scarier this year than they were last year, and I think that's crazy.
I agree with it, man. You know, to add somebody like Patrick Payton and go along with, you know, Harold Perkins.
You're taking the plate and cutting in half of Harold Perkins.
Yeah.
And Weeks has now got open lanes, bro. That guy can just sit back in a lawn chair. When do I want to go get somebody? I'll get him whenever I want because I got open lanes everywhere I'm looking.
That team is scary good.
Secondary is one of the top 3 in the SEC. Probably going to have a first-round pick maybe on that left side. So, like, just don't – I mean, he hasn't – coaching-wise, I haven't seen him mess up.
Right. And you brought up a really good point a few weeks ago with that.
I think a lot of people want to say that his seat's hot because they haven't gone and done it. And expectations, like you guys will say, in Baton Rouge is always high. But shit, the expectations in Tuscaloosa are always high.
Right.
You know, expectations in Knoxville are always high. Expectations in Athens, expectations in Austin, they're always high, bro. I mean, Eugene, it's always high. It doesn't matter. If you're a top 25 team or sniffing around the top 25 on a regular basis, expectations are always high. I mean, yes, wasn't in the playoff, but he was right there. And he hasn't got less than 9, right? I think it's been 9 almost every year that he's been there, if I believe.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like this is the year, and I feel like because this is the year where it's open, we don't have a consensus team where we're like, yeah, everybody says Texas because of Arch, but what if Arch isn't ready, right? I think the most complete ready team right now, if we go into a Gladiators arena and we put each team in a box, you know, and represent one person, I think LSU's got the most ready, talented team and everybody in the top 25 right now.
I would say them, Clemson, and Penn State.
I'd say the team in Columbus would be right there too.
Ohio State.
Yeah.
How you feel about the coordinators?
At Ohio State?
Yeah.
I just hope that Brian Hartline isn't the wide receiver coach version of Josh McDaniels as an offensive coordinator.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Because we talked about this plenty of times, Dino, me and you. There's a reason why this dude was the wide receiver coach for about 5 years when he was turning out first round after first round after first round after first round. They had Bill O'Brien instead of him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Bill O'Brien left, and they said, not yet, homie. We're going to go get Chip Kelly, who wanted the F out of college football.
He did.
That was a lot of red flags for me right there. Like,
absolutely.
You were the backup to the backup to the backups plan, homie. The side chick, 9p, 12 a.m., last shot at the bar type.
Hey, you up sort of guy.
Yeah. You look, I'm drunk, you're gross, let's go.
Yeah.
And that's what we got. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's how I felt about it. And then that speaks volumes to me. And then, all right, this year, all right, we'll give you a chance now because maybe some NFL team might take a chance on you because you put 7 first-round wide receivers in the draft. But I don't think he got that many calls from other schools to be an OC.
Yeah. So also looking at this, you notice that Notre Dame's ahead of Clemson, even though Clemson got first place votes, and Notre Dame didn't.
I didn't peep that. Yeah,
Clemson got 2.
Yep, 2.
Yeah.
But I guess it's by total points, right? They beat them so they probably got more second and third place votes.
Right, but I still thought it was interesting. Notre Dame is in a top 5, but
Dino, look at the bottom. Buffalo got a vote. So,
yeah.
All right.
One of the best linebackers in the country is at Buffalo, but that's crazy. I have a dynasty, a 1-star dynasty with them too. I
love AJ Henderson as a running back, but I don't think he's as potential. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I agree with you there.
No Toledo votes.
No Toledo votes. No Miami, Ohio.
Nope. No Toledo
James
votes.
Madison votes. I think no James Madison votes is freaking crazy.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah,
kid.
no James Madison votes.
Is it Red Murdoch? Had 156 tackles last year.
Yeah. Oh, well,
With
listen.
Buffalo.
Okay, hold up. Now, Jason Henderson from Old Dominion had 158 tackles one
Right,
year too,
right,
and he had
right.
67 solo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just happened
Yeah.
to be where the piles at, homie.
Uh-huh.
Going up the top rope, got him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like
off the
47
turnbuckle,
half
man.
tackles in a game.
Right. I'ma just jump on the pile.
Yeah, I got you.
Give me-
No, I
yeah,
got my
yeah.
hand on him.
Right,
I just
right,
couldn't wrap
right.
him up. That's so either you just
Yeah.
happen to be around the play or you couldn't finish the play.
Right. Now, with that being said, I don't believe that they should get a top 25 vote, but they got some pieces.
I think James Madison is as a G5 team. Like if we're talking Boise State, right?
Mhm.
I don't see James Madison being that far off Boise State's pound for pound roster.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
And if Alonzo Barrett is 100%, watch out. Because I don't think Matthew Slip.
That's what I'm saying. There wasn't enough G5 love on this. Like, yes, I get
on the
buddies
back
vote
end.
for
Yeah,
buddies.
on the back end. Yeah.
But like, there should be more than just one G5 school in the top 25.
And you've been really consistent with that. So I see Navy did.
The gap is like, I'm not saying G5 schools can compete with Big Ten,
You know, if you
SEC
got a
every
vote,
game.
that's cool.
but
Colorado should not have gotten no goddamn 12 votes. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah.
Hey, so
I mean, Arkansas got 14 votes, and their coach might be fired halfway through the season.
first quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
So, I
that who
mean-
you guys betting on going first?
Yeah, Pittman. Yeah. Hey, I got a dark horse G5 winner.
Oh,
Coastal Carolina.
Coastal Carolina. I like that.
I got MJ Morris at quarterback.
Mhm.
All right, we've seen
That's
what they've
been
done.
that's been your guy for a while. That's a
Yeah.
great fit for him.
Hey, their schedule at Virginia, Charleston Southern, East Carolina, Southern Alabama, Old Dominion, UNL Monroe, App State, Marshall. I mean, they finish out at South Carolina and James Madison. But if they only, one or two losses will have them right up there in that G5 talk.
In the discussion, you're right.
Like UNC didn't get any votes.
Which is crazy, right?
Yeah. Like,
You would think that Bill Belichick would,
I mean, so you got to take this with like a heavy dose of salt. Like,
There's
I
a
don't even
lot
know
of
why they published
minds.
Florida State got votes to be in the top 25
Yeah.
yeah,
with Thomas Castellanos at like, come on, bro.
yeah. Like,
Did we watch the last two seasons with fucking blinders on?
the more we like pick through this, it's like, why even publish this crap? Like,
I got more.
that's
I
kind
got
of been
more
our
stock
beef
in
with the
on
AP.
threes top 25. You know what I'm saying? I would put more stock into that than
Joel
this.
Klatt's top 25.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I like Joe. I like Joe.
Hey, I don't like the dude. Ooh, who's the homeboy down that's always talking about Oklahoma? RJ.
Oh,
RJ Young.
Yeah. I'll even
Yeah,
take
he
him.
had me blocked on Twitter for a while, bro. I don't even know what that was about. Like, I wasn't following him or nothing. But yeah, him. Yeah, RJ Young.
I don't know. Yeah, I would take his top 25 over this right now. I think this is kind of
Yeah.
dot
And
to
the
the wall.
AP is going to follow suit. Theirs would be terrible too. And
Oh, 100%.
I want to see
It'll
where
probably look pretty
Tennessee
close
goes.
to
Where
Yeah.
Tennessee falls in AP.
I'd be interested to see if Tennessee makes the CFB Nation top 25. I'd be interested to see that.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, get your popcorn ready.
Yeah, I can't wait till we're releasing it because ours is gonna be legit.
Yeah.
Very soon. Very soon.
It's been a long
Yes, sir.
episode, a fun episode, man.
Yeah,
You
it's
guys
a few
got
weeks
anything else I
also.
want to say?
Shout out Bull Rush. Appreciate them guys taking care of the crew on media days, and
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys got to link up with them as well while you were
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah, that was important. That was super important.
Bull
that we got
Rush
to sit
is
down
the
with
shit,
them.
man. Besides, just giving us stuff and taking care of us, they're just all around good people, and
They are.
I'm with it.
They
Whatever
are.
that they're doing, I appreciate them being a part of the crew
Trent,
as well. So
This name your own tournament that we're gonna be doing soon is gonna do wonders. I think the fans are gonna like it too because each week we'll be giving away $100 for the
Yeah.
winner.
fans love free money.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
college ball. Get ready for that.
Yeah, just be ready. There's a lot of things coming down the pipeline.
Oh,
from
yeah.
CFP that
Oh
people
yeah. I
put
can't.
themselves- We just hit 27K
27. Hey
on
man.
YouTube subscribers.
Yeah.
Pretty soon it's gonna be 30K, and then after
yeah.
that, the sky's the limit. So
It is.
Hell yeah.
It is.
We appreciate you all. And KT's going to take us away as always.
All righty. As I always like to say, there are no more victories in the sport that survive and advance. That's why college football has the greatest regular season. And until next time, you all take care. Yes, sir. Today I am the governor of college football. Yes, sir. The mayor of college football, a.k.a. Downtown Nino